I found a lost phone in the forest. It was full of videos of me. Most people think the worst thing you can find in the middle of a forest is a wild animal. They're wrong. Sometimes, it's something that was left there on purpose. For months, I convinced myself that what happened that day had some logical explanation. Maybe someone was playing a sick prank. Maybe I misunderstood what I saw. Maybe stress had gotten to me. Then, about 3 weeks ago, I received an envelope with no return address. Inside was a single photograph. It showed me standing outside my apartment, holding the exact phone I found in the forest. The picture had been taken from across the street. I never told anyone about that phone, not even my family. That's when I realized this story wasn't over. It had only been waiting for me to tell it. Last October, I decided to spend a Saturday hiking in a state forest, about 40 minutes outside my town. I'd been working overtime for weeks, and I needed a break from people, traffic, and constant notifications. The forest seemed perfect. Quiet. Uncrowded. Exactly what I needed. The drive became stranger the farther I went. My phone lost signal. The radio dissolved into static, and the road narrowed until it was surrounded by thick woods. When I reached the parking lot, there were only 3 vehicles. Mine, an old pickup truck, and a faded silver sedan parked beneath a row of pine trees. It looked abandoned. The driver's door was slightly open, moving with the wind. I waited, expecting someone to step out. Nobody did. The silence felt wrong. Not peaceful. Empty. I grabbed my backpack and started hiking. For nearly an hour, I didn't see another person. No hikers, no voices, no fresh footprints. Only the sound of my boots against dry leaves. Eventually, I crossed an old wooden bridge. Halfway across, I heard slow footsteps behind me. Crunch, crunch, crunch. I spun around. Nothing. The trail was empty. Trying to ignore it, I continued until I reached a small creek. While taking pictures, I noticed a set of fresh footprints leading into the woods. Curious, I followed them. They stopped beside a fallen tree. No return prints. No signs of anyone leaving. Just a cracked smartphone lying beneath wet leaves. The phone still worked. Battery, 11%. No passcode. No messages. Only one app was open. Photos. Thousands of videos. Assuming it belonged to another hiker, I opened the newest one. The recording showed someone walking through the same forest. The camera stopped, slowly zoomed toward the creek. Then I saw someone standing near the water. Blue jacket, gray cap, black backpack. Me. The video had been recorded less than 20 minutes earlier. I immediately looked around. Nobody. Only trees. My stomach tightened. I replayed the beginning. Whoever filmed it hadn't been standing on the trail. They'd been hiding deep behind the trees, watching me, without making a sound. Trying to stay calm, I opened another video. This one wasn't from the forest. It showed my neighborhood grocery store. Then, I walked into frame. Another video showed me leaving work. Another captured me pumping gas. Another recorded me sitting alone in a coffee shop. Different days, different months. The oldest file was nearly 2 years old. Whoever owned this phone hadn't just followed me once. They'd been following me for years. My hand started shaking as I scrolled through hundreds of videos. Every single one ended the same way. The camera slowly moved closer to me, then abruptly stopped recording, as if whoever was filming kept changing their mind. I should have dropped the phone right there. Instead, I opened the oldest video, The screen stayed black. A whisper broke the silence. I think today's the day. The picture slowly appeared. It was my bedroom. I was asleep. The camera wasn't outside. It was inside my room, standing only a few feet away from my bed. I slammed the phone shut and shoved it into my backpack. Every instinct told me to run. As I turned back toward the trail, I froze. Fresh footprints had appeared in the mud, leading directly toward me. Only toward me. No footprints leading away, just one trail, ending less than 20 feet from where I stood. Then, a branch snapped behind me. I turned. Nothing. But this time, I knew I wasn't alone. I didn't wait to find out who or what had snapped that branch. I ran. Branches scraped across my face as I forced my way back through the trees, barely paying attention to where I was going. Then I heard it. Footsteps. Not rushing. Not chasing. Just following. Every time I sped up, they sped up. Every time I slowed down, they slowed down. Whoever it was, they wanted me to know they were there. I reached the old wooden bridge and sprinted across it. Halfway over, I looked toward the creek. A figure stood between the trees. A dark hoodie, hands at their sides. No face, no movement, just watching me. I shouted, "Who are you?" The forest answered with silence. I blinked. The figure was gone. I didn't stop running until I reached the parking lot. My car was still there. The pickup truck was gone. So was the silver sedan. It was as if it had never existed. I locked myself inside my car and drove straight to the nearest police station. My hands shook the entire drive. I handed the phone to an officer and explained everything. The videos, the bedroom recording, the person in the woods. After charging the phone, the officer opened the gallery. Nothing. No photos. No videos. No contacts. The phone had been completely wiped. I grabbed it from his hands. I knew what I'd seen. Less than an hour earlier, those videos had been there. The police searched the forest the following morning. They found no abandoned sedan, no campsite, no evidence that anyone else had been there. Eventually, I stopped trying to convince them. Maybe they thought I imagined everything. I almost wished they were right. For the next few months, I changed every lock in my apartment, installed security cameras, kept my curtains closed every night. Life slowly started feeling normal again. Then one evening, I found a small package outside my apartment door. No name, no return address. Inside was my gray baseball cap, the one I'd lost while running through the forest. Folded beneath it was a small note. It read, "You never looked behind the last tree. I called the police again. They found nothing, no fingerprints, no security footage. Whoever left it knew exactly how to avoid being seen." A week later, I moved. New apartment, new neighborhood, new routine. I told myself it was finally over. Until one night, while deleting old files from my laptop, I noticed a video that I had never downloaded. No file name, no date, just a blank icon. I clicked it. The camera was pointed at my apartment building. Slowly, it zoomed toward my living room window. I was sitting at my desk, watching my computer, watching that exact video. My heart stopped. The recording continued for another few seconds before a voice whispered, "I knew you'd find the phone eventually." The screen went black. I looked toward my apartment window without thinking. The curtains were open. Across the street, under a flickering street light, someone stood perfectly still. The same dark hoodie, the same impossible silence. I reached for my phone. I looked down for only a second. When I looked back, they were gone. I moved again the very next day. I've never returned to that forest. I've never told anyone exactly where I live. And every October, At exactly 2:43 a.m. My phone vibrates once. No notification. No missed call. Nothing. Just one vibration. When I unlock it, for less than a second, my wallpaper changes. It's always a new picture. A picture of me, taken from somewhere nearby. Somewhere. I never notice. Maybe it's a glitch. Maybe someone is still following me. Or maybe they never stopped. If you ever find an abandoned phone in the middle of the woods, leave it where it is. Because sometimes it's not lost. It's waiting for the next person to pick it up.